Okay, welcome back. In my walkthrough yesterday, which was June 20th, today's June 21st, I failed to show you my tomatoes on the deck. So these four, probably too many for a pot, but you know me with the 40 plants I showed you yesterday of just tomatoes. These are my super stakes. What I did today was the same thing I did yesterday. As you can see, I cleared out the bottom. So I cut off these branches and cut off the suckers. If you didn't see yesterday's video, you should watch that. But a sucker basically is, here's your growing stem, here's your branch to power the plant, and right here at this junction, you can see where I cut. That's going to be a sucker, and it comes out like this. Actually, I have a sucker here that I'm letting grow. I'll show you. Let's see here. So we got the growing stem right here. We have the branch right here. It goes out and running diagonally. It's usually about a 45-degree angle if it's straight up and down. This is another growing stem or a sucker. Now it sucks the life, or it sucks the nutrients out of the plant, is why people call it a sucker. So it takes nutrients when the tomato plant is powering the rest of the plant with its branches. You're taking away from these buds here. But I want to get maximum tomatoes and medium size maximum tomatoes, and this is going to give me more of these. You can see I got quite a few buds. I'll actually show you in a video at some point, but did a side dressing today. I failed to say that yesterday. I was side dressing. A little bit of a discoloration. But I did side dressing today. I did 2 tablespoons for these 4 plants of Epsom salts for magnesium, lime for calcium, 2 tablespoons of each, and I did 2 tablespoons, which was approximately 2 tablespoons of what was left of my 12-10-5 fertilizer for tomatoes. I just wanted to empty the bag, so put that in there, mix up the soil, watered it. The important thing when it's in a container like this is to make sure it has plenty of water, and you need to do side dressing like I just talked about to make sure that it has its nutrients, because it's not in the ground. It can't get nutrients from the ground. So I used bamboo on this, made a little teepee on each one. You can see right there, and right there. So each plant has quite a few buds, and there's actually more right here that haven't even bloomed yet. There's about 10 right there. So I'm gonna probably get about 50 or more tomatoes just on the deck. And I'll continue this video with what I wanted to show you, the next thing. So what did I do today? I put up shelving units. Instead of vertically to hold stuff, I did it horizontally to hold cucumbers. So I have 2 plants there, 2 plants there, and 2 plants there. I have these 6-foot shelves held into place with these stakes put, let's see, I think they're 4-foot stakes, and I put them 1 foot in the ground. So that's going to make this nice and sturdy. This is what the only thing I had left. I think these are 3-foot stakes, and I still put them a foot in the ground, and tied them up with the twine that I showed you yesterday that I used on these tomato plants, going from the wire down to the tomato to hold those in place. And I didn't have any more of the shelving, and I don't feel like going out and spending another $7.99 because I put too much money into this garden already. So what I had left was 2 stakes and some bamboo. What I did was I tied 1 bamboo across the top. All I did was really just tie a little knot in the top, and then I twisted that in place so it's nice and tight. This is going to be real sturdy. I did 1 diagonal on one side and 1 diagonal on the other side, tying it the same way with the twine, and then the spare one I had I just threw right down the middle in between the two, if you can kind of see that. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. I just kind of threw it there because I was lazy and wanted to film this before it got any darker. So that's going to be for my cucumbers. As you can see, there's none there, but I just transplanted some, I grew some cucumbers from seed because I was worried about those when I first put them in the ground, and transplanted those into cups today also. So those will be going in the ground on either side of this, and that'll give it, the whole purpose of this, which I didn't say in the beginning, is to give the cucumbers a place to grow up, and that way it won't take over the rest of my garden. Same thing with the peas. I mean beans. Beans like to spread out. They have these little feelers that reach out and they just try to grab stuff. One year, I think it was the first year I did a garden, I had cucumbers on one side. Next to the cucumbers I had beans, and then next to that I had corn. And these things are so strong, they'll reach out, grab the corn stalks. They were grabbing corn stalks, corn leaves, and they were pulling it into the beans like it was just trying to take over. So they're very vigorous, and they love to reach out and grab stuff. So that's why I gave them some stuff to grab, and I check my garden daily. So I want to, you know, I can train them to go straight up, and I can actually have these go, have them come up and then over and around, or I can have them come up and then over to that one, and then up and then over to this one. So I can have them go along, and that gives them 6 feet, and then once they get to the top they can come back down again. So hopefully that's what happens, because usually in the last year since we moved to the new place, I haven't had very good success with cucumbers. So I'm hoping with the nutrients I've pumped into the ground, plus the compost I have going on over there, I'll be adding to the garden soon. I'll show you that in a separate video. Hopefully, with all the care that I've been putting into this, we'll have a good garden this year, and we can all learn something along the way. Oh, I also took out those pots of onions, so those are out of the way. So I'll give my carrots some room to grow, and whatever else is in there. I think I might have a watermelon plant coming up right about there and there. We'll see what it turns into. These basil will get pulled out as soon as the other basil comes up downstairs. I have them in seed cells, and see what happens there. That's it. Any questions, let me know in the comments. If you like what you saw today or yesterday, these are only the first couple of videos. I plan on doing, if not daily, at least weekly. I said I was going to do one a week, but this is 2 so far. Please subscribe to the channel, and hit me up if you have any input. Thanks. See you.